I hope you're doing well. It is Tuesday, February 18th, 2025, the year of supernatural surprises and spirit, the year 789. And welcome to Recovery Tuesdays. Because it is the month of love, I am going to be sharing more. 789 and where it comes from. I haven't forgotten about the second part to my other teaching that I did the other day. It was just a very hectic week and I didn't get back on, but I still have a teaching for us on kingdom marriage and I will release it before this month ends. So how is everyone doing today or tonight? Today or tonight, actually it's tonight for me, so but it might be today for you. Healing your beautiful heart is what I've titled this Recovery Tuesday session. And let's begin with a couple of phrases that I just wrote down literally right now to describe what your heart is. And I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to hop on the chat. If you're interested, please ask anything during these sessions, or if you're watching this on the replay, feel free to ask in the comment section. And definitely feel free to share if you feel like somebody will be blessed by any of my teachings on my channel or my channel in general. I'd greatly appreciate it. And look what I did. I actually was able to get in the chat. So this is how I have to do it. Before I log on, I can get in the chat and write something in there. So I wrote a little welcome note for y'all and a link to my website. So if you are interested in my one-to-one sessions, whether it's inner healing therapeutic art or my creative arts coaching sessions, you can find me at this link. I'm still giving y'all my $25 discount. That is $25 a session, which is an amazing price. And I'm keeping that through March of this year. So lock that rate in for yourself because it's worth it. And it's a fun journey and it's a healthy journey and it's the journey of a lifetime. So let's get into this. Welcome everybody. Good to see you. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Ruby, and I got a great teaching tonight. So, healing your beautiful heart. Did you know this? This is actually something that I have been saying for a few years now, but it is this. Your heart is beautiful. Your soul is exquisite. And don't forget it, okay? So, let me start with a few of these little sayings that I wrote down. Your heart is the life force of your existence. Think about that for a second. Your heart is the life force of your entire existence. That's a powerful statement. This is what I believe. I believe life comes from our heart, literally. It is where I live, and it is where I die. Your heart is where all of the mysteries of life are hidden and revealed. And we must learn to guard our heart above all else, for from it flow the issues of life. That's actually a verse, and I was trying to remember where it was. I believe it's in Proverbs. It's been a minute since I've read. I think it's Proverbs 4. Let's see, it's coming back. 4:23. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. Okay, so again, those of you that have been with me for a while, you know that I teach you the soul realm is the mind, the heart, and the will. Okay, so if I understand this powerful truth that my heart is life, literally, it is the life force of my existence, then I must learn how to take care of it. I must learn how to guard it. And that's what this teaching is going to be. It's going to be helping you understand how to heal your beautiful heart. And I've deliberately put this together in this context because even when, or I should say, especially when we're going through a hard time, or we've been through something traumatic, or, you know, we've been through heartbreak, we can feel very, very unbeautiful. But the truth is, your heart is always beautiful, no matter what you're going through. So, how has your February gone? This is the month of love. How was your Valentine's? What did y'all do? Do share if you have any questions about anything I'm teaching or anything in general, or you want to share anything, please don't hesitate. Welcome, y'all. Good to see you. Okay, so let's get into this. I'm going to start actually coming back to this. Guard your heart. I actually have a teaching. I just remembered this. I did it about 5 years ago. I think it was 2020. But I teach you specifically on what it means to guard your heart with all vigilance. It's somewhere in my channel. Scroll back to 2020. And I believe it was a live stream. So you can look at that teaching to get more on what it means to guard your heart. But I'm going to get into it a little bit today. Hi, welcome. Good to see y'all. Aw, thanks for all the likes. Y'all are awesome. Guard your heart with all vigilance, okay? Your heart is, again, it's the life force of your existence. So I choose by free will, because we've been given free will, how I give my heart or how I protect my heart. Okay? And when I was teaching on this specific teaching on guarding your heart, I was sharing that it's important to guard it both from the outside and guard it from the inside, because a lot of times, especially when we have unhealed pain, unhealed trauma, our heart can be misled by that pain. And so we must learn how to protect our heart and the truth of our heart, okay? With all vigilance, okay? Vigilance is essentially I'm constantly aware of what's going on, what's coming in and what's coming out of my heart. Okay, let's see if there's more that I want to share on this. For from it flow the springs of life. Again, the strength of my life comes from the condition of my heart. Okay, you know this because when you go through major life fractures or chronic stress, you can feel it. You can literally feel it. This is why it's called heart attack when we have panic attacks, anxiety attacks, or an actual heart attack, because our heart carries the weight of the life that we're living. Okay? And today I'm hoping that we're going to learn some things. So let's start with this. Healing your beautiful heart. The first thing I must remember is my heart was always designed, created to be loved. Love is the food of the heart. Okay, that's not a cliche. That's not a Valentine's Day thing. That's reality. And that's spiritual. God created our hearts to be loved. And He created them to be loved unconditionally. Now, as y'all know, I've shared this so many times, and I'll probably share it so many more. Most of us have not had significant experience with unconditional love from other people. In fact, it's been the opposite. So this is important to know for yourself, because that perspective you have about love is what your heart is carrying. Okay? Now, most of us have to uproot misguidance, mistruth, misidentity when it comes to love. And it is vital that we do, so that we have not only healthy perspective and healthy revelation of love, but a healthy life when it comes to love and loving our heart and loving from our heart. Okay, so you are loved unconditionally by love himself, and that is God. This love is spiritual. It is eternal. It never... This is what's powerful, okay? God has always existed. And he will always exist. He is outside of time and space. We are in the confines of time and space. But God is not subject to time and space, for he created it. Okay? And when I understand that eternity exists long before I was here and long after I'm here, and that love comes from an eternal, or I should say the eternal, let's just call him that, then I understand a little bit better how love can be that powerful and that everlasting and that unconditional. So catch this revelation right now, that you are loved beyond measure, beyond time, beyond space, beyond the finite human capacity to love. Okay, now, why is this so important? Because I can only love myself and love others to the degree that I have received the unconditional love from God. If I don't have that eternal perspective, I will constantly in this earth realm feel like I'm missing something. Okay? Now, this love poured into us is what gives us the strength and the power to withstand anything we go through in this life. So the more of us that have this not only revelation, but this transformative experience and life-altering transformational change in our life, then the more of us can love the right way, the true way, the unconditional way, because that is what humanity needs to heal, is love. Okay? Now, again, there's different types of love that come through this eternal perspective and this eternal power of love. This is why when I get into the kingdom marriage, this will make more sense, because the love God pours into two people who he has aligned by his spirit is an indestructible love. Okay? I'll get into that in the next video, or I should say the kingdom marriage video that I'm going to get into. But I'm talking more tonight, about your heart, your beautiful heart healing with true love, because this is where it begins. Now, where are you today when it comes to the revelation you have about love? How is your heart today? What are some of the things you're battling and going through? All of this is important to assess for yourself. How are you protecting your heart from the outside? Are you on the inner healing journey? Are you in self-awareness or self-actualization or self-mastery? These are all different stages of connecting with self. And love is what is going to give you that light to understand yourself better and truly know who you are. So Number one, I must know and believe in true, unconditional love. And that is God Himself. He is love. Now, I also must have a true perspective and revelation of truth. Because, again, those of us that have been misguided by conditional love, we're obviously under some kind of deception. Okay? What does that mean? So I'll give you an example. So let's just say you grew up in a home, whether it was your parents or guardians or siblings, all of our journeys are different, but you grew up in a home where you were taught that in order for you to be accepted and loved, you needed to do, perform, prove, earn. That one's resonating with some of us. Earn, you had to earn it. In other words, it was an exchange. Okay? Some of us did grow up with narcissistic parents or guardians that love was transactional. It was, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. If you want me to approve, if you want me to accept you, then you must do what I say to earn my love or my affection or my time or my energy. This is conditional love. This is love that, and I don't know that I would call it love, but for the context of what we're learning, it is conditional, transactional, quote unquote love, but it's not true love. It's not real love. Now, that's not to say that if we did grow up with narcissistic parents that they don't love us, because I think there is a spiritual connection that a parent has to a child that is indestructible because it's spiritual, it comes from God. However, if our parents did not have this revelation for themselves because they did not break those generational curses and bondages to their family bloodlines, then it's passed down. Okay? But you that is watching this now, you're the generational curse breaker in your family. A lot of you that are coming to my channel, I got this revelation a couple of years ago. You're breaking cycles, you're breaking toxic patterns, you're breaking bloodline curses and bondages in your family. This is why your life has been challenging more than the average. This is why your journey has not been cookie cutter. This is why you've had so much spiritual warfare, because you are called to be a forerunner in some of this in your family. Okay? And I'm speaking from experience. And if you're going through this, or if you're just now realizing this, this is why. Because God has an amazing plan and purpose for your life that's going to obviously change you. It's going to change your life. It's going to bless your family, your immediate family. And it's also going to impact your extended family, where some of this heartache has come from. And some of this misidentity about who you are has come from. Okay? So this is really important that we have this revelation. I must know and believe in true unconditional love, which comes from God. Comes from God Himself. Now let me tell you, once you have this revelation, which I shared in the last video, I believe, when you have this revelation of true love, then you know what love is not. Then I have the clear vision and perspective to recognize counterfeit love, counterfeit relationships, which a lot of us have been in. And then I can protect my heart even more. I can know that, and this is a whole other level, where you get into this place where, you don't want to just date people because you want true love. You want the person God has for you. You don't want to be, wasting time and energy trying to see if there's a match with somebody else, because you want the real love. Okay? And I'll get more into that in the Kingdom Marriage video. But even with family, you begin to recognize who has the revelation of God's true love in my family. Who are the people that truly accept me for who I am? They're not trying to control me. They're not trying to manipulate me and make me be somebody I'm not. They're not giving me the message that if I don't do what they say, then I don't get, I don't get love. I don't get affection. I don't get their time. Okay? Now, another level of this understanding to remember is, and this has to happen first, you having this revelation for yourself before you can extend it to others. But it's this understanding of forgiveness for not being loved the way God intended you to be loved. Okay? So when I have this revelation of true love, I realize, wow, my mom doesn't have this revelation. My dad doesn't have this revelation. And I learn to forgive their unhealed wounds, which they obviously don't have a revelation of, or they're not even in the space of wanting to know that for themselves. So they're just sort of projecting their childhood trauma onto me. And I'm carrying it, But again, when you come to that revelation and you realize, wow, this is not the way it was supposed to be, and I have the power to change that for me, for my kids, and then, the family lineage moving forward. It's amazing, it's powerful, and it will change your life. So, I must know and believe in true love, which comes from God himself. Again, God gives you this revelation from himself, which means I must spend time with him. I must seek him so that I can know what love is, true love. Then, and I really feel like you will begin to heal more quickly when you have that revelation, because a lot of our unresolved pain, whether it's spiritual, mental, emotional, or physical, comes from these places where we felt unloved, we felt rejected, we felt shunned and unimportant to the people that were supposed to care for us the most, namely family. For some of us, maybe we grew up with, guardians, friends, but the people that in your life that are closest to you, in other words. And another thing to remember is that we're all on this journey. None of us have it all figured out. We're all in, a work in progress. But the more I learn and discover in my healing journey, the more empowered I am to be a healthy person and therefore pour that health into others. And it really it's not even about you're called to be a healer. Not everyone is called to be a healer, but in your sphere of influence, whatever it is that God has called you to do, you still have the capacity to pour that love into others. Okay? However imperfectly, but always reaching for the true eternal love. Okay. Healing your beautiful heart. The second thing I'll share, and by the way, all of this is just coming to me right now. The second thing I'll share is this very important space, is to give yourself grace as you are in recovery, because we're all in recovery of something. Yes, let me say it again. We're all in recovery of something, okay? And yet, at the same time, even in recovery, we all have the capacity to give and to pour into others, okay? I've heard this a lot from well-meaning people, but I personally believe that you always have something to give to others. I don't care how much you're struggling, because if you understand that everyone's struggling with something, then nobody is an expert in being the person to help everybody else, if that makes sense. So in other words, I'm always struggling, and yet I'm always empowered to help. Okay? So if you have received this message that, well, really, I mean, you're not really in a position to be helping other people right now. Look at you struggling. You know, you're poor, you're broke, or you're a mess, or whatever it is, okay? Because everybody has a different message that they've been given. But I'm here to tell you, in your mess, which is part of your brokenness, you still have something to give to others. This is why God created us uniquely and individually, because I have something that you don't have, and you have something that I don't have. And that is part of your uniqueness in the human existence. So embrace your own grace. And I mean that both ways. So embrace your own grace, as in you have grace at all times to be light to others, to be love to others, because that comes from God. And when you tap into the Spirit, you will have that grace to be light and love to others. And also embrace your own grace in your own recovery. Be patient with yourself. Let yourself rest for a week if you need to, because you just went through a traumatic experience. You know, I must embrace my own grace. Okay? Number 3, I'm going to stop at 3. Always remember, you are a gift in this world. You are a gift. If you never received that message, then let this be the first time. You are a gift to this earth realm, and you possess something that humanity needs to heal. I'm not sure what that is for you, or what your calling is, but in that sphere of your influence, you are a gift to the people, and I call them beneficiaries, that God has placed in your life by divine alignment. And when you understand this about yourself, again, I have teachings on this. What is my calling? What is my purpose? What is my assignment? When I know why I'm here, what I'm here to do, and how I'm here to do it, then I can be in my full essence and energy and existence. That's another teaching that I have. And I accept my gift so that I can give it to others. You are a gift. And your beautiful heart is the central focal point of that gift. Okay? So, short teaching, but I'm going to be back with a Kingdom Marriage teaching. These days, y'all, it's just been a little hectic, so I haven't been as consistent on my schedule. But I do promise you that before February ends, I will teach you on Kingdom Marriage. God ordained true love. And this is going to be a teaching on romantic love and what that looks like and what that means. So if you're in a space where you know that is for you, but you're not in a space where you know it's for you, this is going to be a video for you. So yeah, I hope to be back Friday for our last day's live stream. I meant to come on last week, but it was just too crazy. But other than that, it's going to be a surprise just as much for me as it is for you the rest of this week. So don't forget, your heart is beautiful and your soul is exquisite. And I wish you true love. I wish that you come to know this love for yourself. Because love is everything. And I will talk to y'all soon. Love y'all. Have a great night. And don't forget to ask questions, even on the replay, if you have any. Or sign up for a one-to-one session with me or any of my weekly classes. I still have those posted. My weekly classes are only $5 a class. And I have those Monday through Friday. And my one-to-one sessions, both of them are $25 a session. So I'd love to see y'all. I'd love to meet y'all and help you on your journey. And I'll talk to y'all soon.